Welcome to the Proja e-sourcing module demonstration. In this video, we'll walk through how to create, set up, issue, and evaluate an RFQ, a request for quotation, using Proja AI. After clicking Create Sourcing Event, you'll be met with the event creation form, where you can choose either RFQ or mini tender. For this demo, select RFQ, Request for Quotation. Now enter a title and description. Keep the title clear and specific, because this is what suppliers and stakeholders will recognize later when reviewing the event. The description is where you can provide short scope context and what you're actually looking to achieve from the supplier response. Next, update your submission deadline. Now, select the currency, then the scoring split. Using the slider, you can adjust the percentage weighting between commercial and quality scoring. Once you're happy with the setup, hit Create Event. Now that the event is created, you'll enter the event setup page. Next, in the event setup area, you have the ability to upload a question set attachment, such as a Word file, and add qualitative questions. You can create the questions individually within the setup page, or download the template and import the questions you want suppliers to answer as part of their submission. Questions can be categorized, weighted, and structured in a way that supports consistent scoring across evaluators. You can also apply word limits to control how long responses can be, and add guidance notes so suppliers understand exactly what you want them to cover. And importantly, you can make questions mandatory to ensure suppliers submit a complete response and don't miss critical information. You'll also notice the event readiness gauge. This gives you a clear indicator of whether you've completed the minimum required setup to issue the event to suppliers. Once that gauge reaches 100%, the event is ready to go live. Next, open the Commercial tab. This is linked to the commercial envelope, and you have two options to build the commercial structure. You can use the built-in rate card, where you download a template and import the pricing structure, similar to the question set process. Or you can add items manually, defining the description and quantities required for pricing. For more complex requirements, you can upload an Excel-based pricing matrix, ideal where pricing needs a more detailed structure, multiple lines, or calculation logic. The commercial envelope also allows you to upload supporting attachments suppliers may need for pricing, such as drawings, specifications, service schedules, or scope documents. Now, open the Suppliers tab. This contains the supplier invitation setup, where you input event-specific information for suppliers. This includes a scope summary, special instructions, and supplier participation rules. You can also add additional event-specific rules manually if something unique applies to this RFQ. You're also able to upload your terms and conditions document. This may be your own terms or your client's terms, depending on the sourcing event. The supplier amendment options allow you to set the tone from the outset, whether acceptance is mandatory or whether some changes are acceptable, and the level of change you're willing to consider. Once this is completed, you can move on to adding your first supplier. Add First Supplier allows you to add the supplier company name and contact details, along with their email address, so the RFQ can be issued to them. Once those steps are complete, you'll see the event readiness is now 100%, and the RFQ can be issued to the suppliers you have added. Now take a moment to review the event setup, just to confirm everything is correct, especially deadlines, scoring split, questions, and the commercial structure. When you're happy, hit the Issue to Suppliers button at the top right of the page. A pop-up will appear asking you to confirm you want to issue to suppliers. Confirm to issue the event. Now let's look at the supplier experiences. Suppliers will receive an email notification with a link to the supplier portal, where they'll be invited to register and set up a password. Upon entering the portal, the supplier will be met with the supplier rules set up for the event and any additional rules that were added. They must click to confirm acceptance of these rules to gain access to the sourcing event. Once inside, they first complete the supplier information, RFI. This includes legal and corporate information, an organization overview, a financial and commercial snapshot, and compliance and assurance details. Next, they are met with the capability and technical question set. In this demonstration, we only added one question, so we'll answer it and continue through the workflow. After that comes the commercial response. Again, we only added one line item for this demo, 1,000 MOPS, so the supplier can enter their pricing and proceed. For larger scale RFQs, the Excel pricing file is often more suitable, especially when there are many lines, complex units, or more detailed commercial breakdowns. Once all actions are completed, the supplier can review and submit their response. They confirm the declaration and submit the RFQ response. Once submitted, they receive an on-screen confirmation that their RFQ response has been successfully received. Back in Proja, once the supplier has submitted, you'll see in the Event tab an indicator showing successful receipt of the submission. There are also indicators showing when it was first accessed and how many times it has been viewed. The banner icons show high-level totals for suppliers invited and submissions received, and you can use these to navigate into the relevant sections for review. In alignment with public procurement type processes, the commercial envelope is locked until the quality envelope has been evaluated. Each question can be scored out of 5 using the slider. The evaluator can add strengths and weaknesses along with additional review comments, ensuring the scoring is auditable and justified. Once all questions have been evaluated, you can complete the quality evaluation step. Once the quality evaluation is completed, the commercials are then unlocked. In this demo, there is only one supplier and one rate item, so there isn't much to compare, and the commercial score is kept simple by design. The Results tab now shows the recommended supplier based on overall scoring against the parameters set in the RFQ. Clicking the award icon brings up a Confirm Contract Award pop-up, summarizing the scoring and prompting you to enter an award rationale. The award rationale is mandatory, ensuring the award decision is clear and properly documented for governance purposes. There are also 2 confirmation checkboxes for compliance before the award can be confirmed. No automatic award notification is sent to the supplier by default, as this is often handled more formally, but if this functionality is needed, it can be built into your profile and workflow. Once awarded, you can export a governance pack, download the responses, and store them or share them for review. The RFQ will be saved in your awarded projects, and you can filter to show draft, live, closed, and awarded projects, including filtering by workspace. That brings us to the end of our e-sourcing RFQ tutorial in Proja AI. Thanks for watching.